Hi, welcome back. I am Naren. Today we will look at an interesting chess puzzle and try to solve it. The problem is Helpmate in 3, which has two solutions, and this is part of ChessBase Winter Solving 2023. As part of Tier 1, Section 1, we have the problem 1, Helpmate in 3. This is the position. Take a pause of this video and try to solve it, which has two solutions. And this is Helpmate in 3, and the rules for Helpmate is black plays first, checkmate black king in the number of moves, which is 3 here, and both sides cooperate to checkmate the black king. So you start with the black move, then white move. So you do it 3 times so that the last move is from white and it checkmates the black king. So you can take a pause and try to solve this puzzle. So welcome back. Hope you were able to solve it. So how do you think about solving this Helpmate? First thing, you can think about what is that piece that you will use to give the final check which completes the checkmate. So from white side, you can think about its rook in d2, bishop in e2, and the possibility of any pawn moves or capturing from the pawn and giving a check. So maybe you will think about whether b3 pawn can advance, take capture any of the black pawns and maybe give a check to the black king, maybe in b6. Or you will think about the white bishop in e2, whether we can give any check from f3 by maybe capturing bishop or some other piece from the black side, or from the bishop going to the a6, and whether it can give a check there, or even moving the rook. So next thing you will start thinking about is the final position of the black king. So where the black king can move. So whether we can use some of the other pieces from the white side, like the white pawns and also the black pawns. So whether we can place king in somewhere in between these pieces, maybe around the central position of the board. So that is how you start thinking the final mating position, and then you can work backwards. And the other awareness you need to have is maybe the black queen, how it restricts some of the movement of the white pieces. So it's more about, for each of the piece on the board, you need to be aware of its presence and what role it can play to avoid some of the mating solutions. So the solution 1 is about checkmating black king at d5. So some of the thought process that goes through here is, can I use bishop f3 to checkmate the black king, maybe when the black king is at d5, but there is bishop h1. So black can give back that bishop, but you will see that black queen can come in between the check from the bishop. So the solution 1 thinks about giving a check from the white bishop from the other end, the a8 h1 diagonal. So we will try to give the check to the black king in d5 from bishop b7. So that is the solution that we look at as the solution 1, starting with knight d4 from black. So this makes space for black king to move towards d5. At the same time, we can allow the king move and make some space for the white bishop in e2 to move towards b7. So white plays with king c3, so making room for the white bishop to move towards a6, and black king moves to c6 since it needs to reach d5, and white bishop takes a6 pawn because it needs to move to b7. So white king moves to d5, its final position, and we checkmate with bishop b7. So note that now black king cannot move anywhere because d6 is protected by the white pawn and c4 by the white king. And note that black knight cannot block the white bishop, because black knight at d4 is pinned by rook in d2, white rook in d2. So this is the solution 1 helpmate. For solution 2, we can think about moving the black king to b5 and checkmating with rook from b7. So the solution starts with knight c4 from the black side to make room for the black king at b7 to move to b5. And since we are planning to checkmate with the white rook, we need to make room for the white rook to move. So we will move the white king to either c2 or c3. But since there is a black queen at e1, we cannot move to c3, then it pins the white rook. So we will move to king to c2, making room for the white rook. So black needs to move its king to b5, so it moves with king b6, and white moves rook b7 to mate, and next move with rook b7. So black continues with its king move to b5, and white checkmates with rook b7. So now note that the black pawns blocks some of the moves for the black king, and the white pawn at b3 helps in this mate by controlling a4 square. And similar to the previous solution, now the black knight in c4 cannot block the white rook because it's pinned by the white bishop in e2. So this is the second solution. If you find this useful, please like, subscribe and share, and thanks for watching.